What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of BookTube. I'm your host, Mr. Ahamad. Thank you so much for coming to my classroom. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Listen to me talk about books. But today, I'm not here talking about books by myself. I have a very special guest with me. I'm keeping that in the tape. You just gotta introduce yourself. Okay, hold on. Today, I have a very special guest with me. My forehead. You messed me up.
I can't take you seriously.
It wasn't me, it was you. I have a very special guest today.
Hi, I'm Kayla.
Kayla, what are we reading today?
We're reading Black Butterfly.
By Robert M. Drake. Yes, it is a book of poetry. Now, I've done poetry on this show before, but Black Butterfly, chronologically, is one of the first poetry books that I have read within the last year or two. And I'm not, I know, right? It's so, look, I'm expanding.
I was over there reading Where the Sidewalk Ends when I was in elementary school.
Well, I read Where the Sidewalk Ends when I was in elementary school, but then I had a reawakening of the importance of literature.
No, that was my books.
That was
all of his books were what I read.
I like what is it? The Light in the Attic?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. But we're not talking about Shel Silverstein today. We're talking about Robert M. Drake and his collection of poetry, Black Butterfly, because it hits you right here in the heart. And I really want to talk about it, and I know you want to talk about it. So, we got to figure out who's going to talk about it first. How do we do this?
With a game.
Oh! Let's go. I wasn't ready for it to fall. I'm gonna just brag just a little bit about how I won. So
I had to teach you how to play, okay? I had to explain the trick.
Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't have.
I am just saying. I don't know how you didn't know how to play Jenga. I don't even play.
It's not that I didn't know how to play. It's just that I got these meaty fingers.
That has nothing to do with that.
They got in the way.
That has nothing to do with that.
Oh, okay. Well, look. Next time, just do better. Okay. So, Black Butterfly. For real. Man, I really enjoyed this. Not only was it really easy to read and really quick, the thing is that when I got into it, no matter what poem I read, chances are I was getting something out of it that I needed, or something that I could give to someone else who was probably in need.
Yeah. I connected to a lot of them, the poems.
Yeah. I like how they're so short, but it's you get in, you get out, and you leave with something that's super important to you. So what was the vibe of what he was writing to you?
That he's gone through a lot, both love and personally. That there was a lot of feelings towards people, and then a lot of self-discovery.
Right, and those are all important things, because especially when you're younger, or when you're looking for a better half, if you're looking to give yourself to someone, is that you're gonna go through some hardships, you're gonna go through some heartache, just because you're in the process of finding yourself, and the people that you're encountering are also in that same process. So I feel like a lot of lines get crossed during that whole season of looking and acceptance and matching and things of that nature. And it's important to keep in mind that you can't lose sight of who it is that you are and how you have to protect your feelings. before you can, totally give yourself up. 'Cause that person's doing that too.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think it's pretty good.
Right. Yeah. And some good stuff. Another thing that I really enjoy about collections of poetry is that we can read them on camera. We don't have to perform them, but we can read them in a way where you can kind of get a gist of what we're talking about because they're so short. They fit within the realm of this, 5 to 10 minute video. So, Kayla, what you got? What's the first one you're going to read?
It's called Thinking Kills. We think we owe everyone something. We think we need to explain ourselves, and we think too much about thinking too much. And it is funny how we think we know it all. But the reality is this: everything we think that brings us closer together is everything that sets us further apart. And overthinking of how different we all are is failing to recognize how connected we all really could be.
It's like, let your heart do the work. Or, go with what you're feeling in your gut because your head's going to get in the way.
Yeah. Or the big divider of how people can be different, such as race, or just by simply who you love, where you grew up. Honestly, everything is a big divider now.
Right. And that's so sad because those things are what make you unique and you should be able to celebrate that. But people are weaponizing those things to other each other. Ooh, I should write poetry. I should.
Like a big one that I've experienced multiple times, even still in high school, like recently too. Skin color. It is still a big problem. I can't fit in with white people because they're like, you aren't really white. The black people don't fully, not all of them fully accept me because they're like, you're not really black. So I'm like at that weird in between with nobody else.
Yeah, so is the plight of those of us that are biracial. And I've experienced that too growing up. Is that, I looked one way, but I behaved a different way.
Yeah.
And then you get into this thing about acting black and acting white. Air quotes aren't a thing. But, yeah, no, that's real. That's real. And even though this book of poetry, this collection, is more so about love and finding companionship, let's not forget that, friendship is a form of companionship.
Yeah, and people in general, it pushes people, anything pushes people apart.
Right. I also love how the inside of this book is black and white.
Yeah, it's nice.
Like one side is black, one side is white, and the font colors change too. It's pretty cool. It's a little thing that makes it feel great.
It's nice. It makes it cool to read.
Right.
I made myself from all of the photos I never took, from all the love I never received, and from all the moments that never happened. And it has been too real. It has been a beautiful struggle, one that has always reminded me of how easy it was to laugh.
So explain that one to me, because you were just reading it.
Yeah. So you make yourself of your experiences. Whether they're good experiences or bad, it's your past, but you choose how you want it to affect you, how you want to learn from it. Whether if it's a bad experience, if you learn and you try to avoid it by making yourself better, or if you decide to be angry and.
Right, I would agree with you. I get what you're saying. So, because I would say, some people would prescribe to the idea that you are the sum of your experiences, but I think what it actually is that you are the sum of your decisions. So what has happened to you, your past, the things that you have gone through, those aren't the sole aspects of who it is that you are, but how you respond to those things, how you make sense of those things, that's who you are.
Yeah, or like it says, from all the love I've never received.
Oh! Oh man, I could talk about that. You can't wait for someone to give you the love that you want from them. You can't force people to love you the way that that you want to be loved. You know, sometimes it's not there, or sometimes they're doing their best and it's not coming through in the way that you would like it to, just because you're on two separate pages. At the end of the day, what's important is that you got to love yourself first. Take care of you, invest in you, get to know you, because then you don't give anyone the power over you to to sway how you feel about yourself. Okay, what else you got?
Old photographs. We take pictures with people so they could remember us and leave memories behind so they don't forget us. And the difference between the two of them are the same. We leave these moments in the air, hoping that somewhere someone will find them and make sense of everything we choose to ignore.
That makes me think of Life is Strange. Love that video game. You play Maxine Caulfield, and she's at this art school, and she takes all these pictures, and she can travel through time. Have you played it?
No, but I've seen it. Like,
you should totally play it. You would love it.
I want to. I got it on my phone. It's not the same.
It's no. You gotta get. You have a PlayStation.
I know.
It's like $5 or 20. I don't know. So that's a big difference, but you should totally play it. So yeah, I love that. That's part of the reason why I keep photographs in my room. I know in the intro to book 2, there are all these pictures that I have on my wall of my wife and I, my friends, and all that is based around the idea that like I want people to be able to put these stories together of what my life is, but also for me. You know, sometimes I go through the day and I'm like, it's just such a long day. Then I look at that and I'm like, I have love. You know, so regardless of how my day is going, I got love, right?
So then what's the difference?
What's the difference from what?
And leave these memories behind us so they don't forget us. And the difference between the two of these are the same.
Oh, so now you're being the teacher. That part is hard, and the difference between the two of these are the same.
I regret this one multiple times.
Okay, well, you make sense of it for me. Tell me.
So I take pictures for memories.
Right.
But I also take them to show people what I am. And it's basically, if you were to read in between, if you were to look in between the photos, like reading in between lines, I guess. Because I can't say that because it's photos. Anyways. You would see the connections between them all, and you would see themes during certain time frames.
But I like the idea of what you're saying, like read between the photos, like what story is there between those time frames of what you captured and what's not there.
Yeah, because so you take a picture, generally people take pictures of something that catches their eye.
Right.
So depending on what catches your eye can definitely show what type of mental state or mood or anything that you're in. And if there's a pattern in between the pictures, it's showing other people basically what you are at that time.
Like, I want to say something profound in response, but I don't think I can top that. That was really good. I
I read that one.
Yeah. You get that camera too? That was good. Okay. All right, wait, you take it and then you say your turn.
I gotta hand it off?
You gotta hand it off.
I have to hand it off. Alright, it's your turn.
Oh, all right. Okay. Let me see what I got in here. I like this one because this took me right back to being in high school, to being a teenager and trying to determine what my place in life was, and then post-college, trying to please people instead of trying to figure out what I needed. This is called Deserve to Expect. Maybe all that we are is what people expect us to be. I gotta finish it, hold on. Or maybe we are more and we expect much less than what we think we deserve. Woo, man. So for me, let's forget relationships for a minute. Let's talk about like careers and stuff. It's like, you see a need, feel a need, right? I got that from like that robot movie with the Disneys. The Disney robot movie, I don't remember what it's called. Robots, that's all. So,
the only thing I can think of is WALL-E.
No, not WALL-E. This is before WALL-E.
Oh my gosh, the one where they're all colorful?
Yes.
Yes.
And they have like
I
the
love
parts.
that.
Yeah, so robots, the main character's motto is see a need, feel a need. And I was like, man, that's so great. Like, you know, I gotta do it. And then, you know, I love Spider-Man so much and he had great power, great responsibility. It was almost as if like if you are capable of doing something, you should, because you can. But you know, what these ideas did was that they always put me in a position where I was trying to do for others and I wasn't taking care of myself. So I found myself in jobs that I hated. I found myself serving those who I shared nothing in common with. I found myself, just trying to do what I thought was right or what I thought people wanted me to do, and I was just empty inside. And it was painful, man, because you're chasing something that's never gonna satisfy you. At the end of the day, the heart wants what it wants, and sometimes you can't help it. And you owe it to yourself to figure out what that is and to go after it. For me, that's teaching. So, maybe you don't know what that is for you yet.
I know it's engineering, but otherwise it's...
Right.
Because there's so much under that umbrella. But also, everybody lives different, so nobody can tell you how to live because nobody's the same.
True, you gotta figure it out on your own. But use books along the way. Those who have read books. Someone once said, or poems, yes. Someone, there's this quote that I really love, is that, I've read 1,000 books, therefore I've lived 1,000 lives. Paraphrased, obviously, but that one's pretty cool, right? Because you live vicariously through these stories because these are authors who have something to share about their insight or about their perspective on the world, and you gain that from them when you read the book. Literature is so awesome. All right. Look at this. Going right off of that. Hello again. And in the end, letting go was a lot like finding love. Because it takes courage to walk away from something that's not good for you. Because if that's all you knew, then it's scary to leave it behind. But it takes courage to let that go and start anew. I had to learn to say goodbye to the one who gave me the courage to say hello. Because you got to remember, you're bigger than whatever that relationship is. Good?
That's good.
It's good. It's right in the heart. I'm not even going to define that one or describe it because we're almost out of time and I want you to do it.
I'm at lost for words now, so I don't even know.
Well, all I need to know now, take this back, we obviously love this collection of poetry. You enjoyed it, I enjoyed it. Sounds like you read and studied it so thoroughly that I can have you run a class on it at some point. So all I need to know, Kayla, all we need to know is should other people read this?
Definitely.
Show it to the camera. You got to show it. You're kind of small, so you got to lift it. There you go.
It's not my fault, I'm short.
So, Black Butterfly by Robert M. Drake. If you can't tell by how much we've been gushing over this piece of work, this poetry, this heartbreaking story that you should all be ready to connect to, it's like an Adele album. You gotta read it. It is definitely a book worth sharing.
You sound like you're on an ad.
Yeah, I know, but we're done. That's how we end the episode. Cut!